Okay, I hope this is shooting okay. So I'm in Idaho, September 27. Late this morning, I heard some bucks fighting, so I went and chased them down, and they were pretty small. It didn't matter, they winded me and ran off, and I was like, you know, Utah hunt's over. I bought an Idaho tag because my Monte Cristo area kind of went to heck, and there wasn't any bucks up there. There's one at the very end that ran off, and that was it. Last year there was 6 4 points or bigger. This year nothing. So ran to Idaho, spent a week, second week of September, got real sick, truck was breaking down, so I just came home. It wasn't as promising as I thought. I went to 3 different units. They sucked. So I decided to hit a close to Utah section of Idaho, and so I decided to find the spot on the map that's steep and far away from the furthest away from any road. And you're looking at it. This is it. I mean, you see anybody else up here? I don't. So I decided, I'll go deep and steep and see what happens. And sure enough, I ran into a couple smaller bucks, and I hiked further. I was hiking through the dark timber, and pretty much about 10:30ish, nothing going on. So I'm just sitting there wondering what to do next, and I hear something in the brush. I get ready. Next thing you know, this big old lunker comes walking right down the path I'm on. Well, he goes around a tree. I draw, then he stops. He stops for about 2 minutes. I can't hold. I'm like shaking like crazy. I finally let down after 2 minutes. He's just standing there. I don't know if he winded something. So as soon as I let down, he took a couple steps. I drew again, and I was shaky, and I actually shot clear over at 5 yards. So he hopped to about 6 or 7 yards and looked back, and I guess he couldn't see me too well in the sun. I yanked an arrow, kind of closed my eyes, drew, and released as fast as I could, like a snapshot, and I hit him. And he was a little back, but obviously it did the job. Had to put a couple finishing arrows at the end. I was able to track him down. He had his head up, and I put an arrow in him, and he ran into the brush, and he still had his head up, so I put one more. So he's a 3-arrow buck, but he's a big, tough, old buck, just a tank, and hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to pull out of Idaho or Utah. How that ended up. So long, crappy story. Beat the heck out of myself. It's hot. There's flies everywhere, so I'm going to break this sucker down. I'm all by myself as usual. Middle of nowhere, Idaho. A couple miles from camp, so I'm going to break this down before dark, hopefully, and start packing her back. Esther's coming tomorrow. Maybe she'll help me. So, nice deep forks. Just gee whiz, man. Not huge main beams, but it's got eye guards. It's got little double eye guards, scoreable eye guard, 2 eye guards on this side, some blading, just a real solid 4x4, and my first typical for the books. So I'm a non-typical kind of guy, ask my wives, ask whoever. I'm a non-typical guy, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta straighten things out and go typical. So this is my typical after a non-typical day in Idaho. Okay, thanks for watching. Maybe you can help me pack it back.